Welcome to the African Album Review Podcast, where we review Africa's best and latest music projects.
Gang Moody sick. What's up, y'all? It's MJ Moto, and I hope you are well. Today, I am going to be reviewing an album by a very talented Namibian artist by the name of Lioness. So you may have heard some of her stuff on the Moto Moto podcast or seen her videos on YouTube. Maybe you follow her on social media like Twitter. But she dropped a new album a few days ago. I thought, why not review it? I mean, I've heard some of the singles on this album, like the first one, Dreams, which came out a few months ago, and it's sounding as good as ever. So without saying too much, let me get into it, and here's the review.
The latest African album review is Loading.
So the intro of the album actually had me in my feels, which is not common. I mean, usually intros, you can listen to it, you can appreciate it and be like, yeah, the intro is cool. But on this one, I got myself listening to it. I actually listened to the intro maybe 5-6 times before jumping onto the next album. That's how intriguing this intro was. So let me break it down a little bit. There was an analogy by the guy talking. There's a guy talking, and I presume it's a producer or the producer of this album from how they talk. He is saying Lioness's album or this project is in the context of being comparable to having a meal. It needs to be balanced with meat, carbs, veggies, some gravy, and so on to make it a full meal, a healthy meal. From a music perspective, a good album is more than just bangers. Why? Because the audience goes through a variety of emotions just as human beings. That's how complex we are. But the most complete artists cater to the complex pendulum swings of human emotions, pretty much. Up, down, steady in the middle. That's how it goes. And that's why albums never just have bangers, or shouldn't. But basically, good albums have, a bit of a journey to them. So that was the intro, and yeah, it was a great intro just to get into it. The album itself is aptly titled Pride of CilQ. And what I understood from this is, Lioness, a pride of lions. So this album to me is dedicated to Lioness's fans, the people that have been with her for the longest and pushed her to do music and also supported her to the stage that she is today. So it's almost like a thank you album to say, you know what, you believed in me. You thought I could do this. I thought I could do it, but I couldn't do it without your support. So it's to you, my pride. But also Pride of CilQ could be a, I guess, in the metaphorical sense, be referring to each song on the album, which is part of the pride of the lions. So all these songs, all these 13 songs, mash up to become the Pride of CilQ, I guess. But anyway, continuing with the songs. On the song Way Too Much, Lioness got some of the best in the game. There's Script, KP Illest, and Kenny K. You already know someone like KP Illest always gives it 100% on the mic, right? And I did enjoy his wordplay. He's really hard to follow as a first rapper on a song. Like KP Illest is so good that you want him to be the last guy, so that people are not going to be expecting even more from the people that follow. But on this track, well, he gave a good account of himself. Obviously, taking nothing away from Script and Lioness, of course. But from here on, I kind of found the tempo of the album picked up noticeably. I like traveling with a musician in such a manner. I find that I prefer albums that build up rather than wind down. So, in this sense, Pride of CilQ eases you into the project. Now, the song Bad, which is one of the earlier singles from this album, featuring Zimbabwean superstar CilQ, remains one of the stunning offerings here, much like the music video, which also came out a few months ago. I mean, CilQ gave the chorus a brilliant energy, and he's definitely one to watch for the future. But as a, I guess, side note, collabos work well for Lioness because she's got her dimension as a rapper. But when somebody who's got a completely different style comes on a track, it really helps to elevate what Lioness does, pretty much. So Bad is one of those songs where it's pretty evident. And you could also say Lioness may be, a relatively new school hip hop artist, if you want to consider that. But her core is old school, like straight hip hop, no gimmicks. She can go bar for bar with just about anybody in the game with none of that mumble rap stuff. Like, she is the real deal. So she really sits down, writes lyrics, and she performs it as she feels it. And you do get to journey with Lioness on Pride of CilQ into the kind of music that influences her when you listen to songs such as For Sure, which kind of has a smooth West Coast vibe. It's just got that thing. And there's that Dr. Dre kind of and NWA whistle going on, and it's pretty, old school influence. At the same time, a song like Stars comes through on a very differently unexpected vibe. It's still hip hop, but it's got a very African feel to it, and also, again, helped by the fact that she's got somebody with a completely different style on the chorus. Then you kind of get to find undertones of things that you'd never expect to find on such an album, especially with the way it started, which was very solid hip hop, boom bap kind of style, but with a newish twist. And the more I kind of listened to this album, I felt like Lioness started to loosen up on songs such as Tala, which in my book is a pick for December. This song is a December anthem. It's just got the vibe about it. It has one of those Afro house vibes, but without really venturing deep into the genre, it's not like deep house or anything like that. But, it really captivates the listener. Even on such a danceable beat. You know what I noticed? She is a hardcore MC through and through. Lioness will rap. That's what she does. What you see is what you get with her, kind of. And even considering technique in terms of rapping style, she knows her sort of her bracket that she's comfortable with, and that's where she kind of dominates. This is obviously closer to the end of the album, but do you know where she got me? Was when she really bared her soul on the song. I think it's called Mimi. I hope I said that right. Which is a very personal song that delves into losing a mother from cancer. And if anyone has gone through such an experience, the song will really enter your emotions. And even if you haven't, it just makes you think, because she narrates the story as events happening. However, she relays it back to her own emotions and the way she looked at life and the way, you know, it affected her. But not only her, she also mentions like her sister Gina Jeans. It's basically the deepest track on this album, and I had to listen to it a couple of times. Also, not to miss what she was saying, but to kind of just take it all in, because it's such a personal song. This is where I find music overall to be therapy. I mean, it's also a language that transcends cultures and societal barriers. That song is Lioness at her most vulnerable, passionate, purely unfiltered. And I think it really just showed us who she is. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go through each of the songs, but technically, this album is quite good. I never kind of got to the point where I was thinking, you know, maybe the quality is not that good. No. It was quite good. I think there was some good QC. Obviously, there's things you can do, like say the attention to detail that someone like Dr. Dre has is not the same you'll get on every project. But to be honest, she doesn't really veer off the mark too much, and this leads me to believe that her upcoming projects will see her become more experimental with her voice. I'm guessing she's also going to work with a lot more different people as well. You know what? In fact, I would love to see her challenge herself a whole lot more, because I know she knows she can rap. Now it's about what kind of good surprises can she give us? I mean, this is a debut album, so what's a debut album without room to grow? Guess in conclusion, at 13 tracks, I think she nailed it. Just long enough to keep you wanting to know what else she can do, and short enough for you not to lose interest and move on to other things, really. I mean, as a debut full-length offering, I see so much potential here. My picks for this project are definitely Way Too Much, Tala, Dreams, Mimi, Bad, and Stars. I think those songs are pretty much up there, and that's like 6 songs out of 13, which is more like out of 11, because there's an intro and an outro. But yeah, a very well done album. Please do get yourself a copy, or stream it from one of the streaming sites. It is available everywhere. I listen to it on Spotify. So yeah, Lioness, you did well. This is a great debut album, and I look forward to more music from you. So if you do want to catch Lioness on social, or also just check out updates from Lioness on Twitter. Her handle is Lioness_CilQ, which is CilQ. So Lioness_CilQ. And Facebook, it's facebook.com/LionessNam, NAM for Namibia. Anyway, I'm out.
Find us on motomotomusic.com.